Mattel did something in 2023 they've never done before, and that was integrating the Cars Toon characters into the regular diecast mainline. And this was a pretty big deal because it not only standardized the price, but it also made them much more readily available. Let's break that down real quick. So, prime example, you go to Target, you get a regular diecast mainline single for $4.99. You get a Glow Racer single for $6.49. Now, the Glow Racers are an expanded universe separate sideline, and that is how they've always released the Cars Toon stuff back in 2010, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, and so on. And also, most of the time, they're exclusive to one store. From 2013 to 2016, as for the US, they were exclusive to Walmart stores. Now, the main line shows up everywhere. It's the most popular thing for retailers to buy, and that goes for color changers, 2-packs, obviously deluxes, which that's why they're no longer around, multi-packs. So this is a really good thing. They cost the same as the regular stuff now. There's no reason, honestly, for Fireball Beach cars, for even the Glow Racers, to cost more than the mainline cars. Let's be real. Obviously, maybe they haven't added on feature. The Mud Racers have suspension. The Rocket Racers have twirling flames. The Glow Racers glow. Okay, fine, but trust me, there are a lot of mainline cars that probably cost just as much to Mattel to make, like the West Philampus or the Quadra Torquasar. So yeah, guys, here we are celebrating that fact here with the final 2023 Tokyo Mater video. Of course, I did one on Kabuto with Flames and Kabuto Ninja. I did a video on these three because they were all released as singles in the same case together. And then we have this 2-pack with Dragon McQueen and then Drift Party Mater again. We will just kind of forget about him because I already reviewed him. And we're just going to focus on Dragon Lightning McQueen because this is his first time being released from Thailand. So let's get right into this, guys. I'm very excited. I love doing these Thailand comparisons. Obviously, the goal is to compare him to his original Chinese counterpart. This is all the way back from 2010 here, I believe, or at least from, this is a 2010 version. You never know. Sometimes these gets mixed up, and it could have been one of the 2013 or 2014 versions. But yeah, I love the card art. Obviously, though, Drift Party Mater is not this version. This is your full-blown Tokyo Mater with the spoiler, the guards, and the hood, and the side view mirrors. This is after he incurred some damage. They really should call him like Damaged Tokyo Mater or something like that, or Tokyo Mater without hood. I know he drifts, he has the party at the end or whatever, but I think it would be a more fitting name. But Dragon McQueen's art is perfect to what he looks like, and it's the first time we've ever seen this art really on a packaging, because another difference is when they used to release these, no matter what, they were singles. There were never 2-packs, so they would just use the Mater from that short as the art on anything, right? And they still did that this year. You didn't get art for Ito-san or Patoka or Kabuto with Flames on their single versions, but on the 2-packs, you did get to see Kabuto Ninja, and here you have Dragon McQueen. I love the little box up here in the top left that says As Seen in Tokyo Mater. Love, love, love that because it just calls back to the short that's now 13 years old. So nostalgic, and I just love that they're pulling from it still to this day. On the back here, you have just an image of these two, even though they could have totally shown us Kabuto Ninja and Kabuto with Flames that were going to be in the next case. But yeah, this was in 2023 2-packs case S, and then back again in case T. Now, in my experience, it is one of the rare 2-packs of the year outside of Bella Cadaver. If you ask me to rank them in terms of rarity, obviously Bella Cadaver and that pack right now is finally hitting stores in a little bit more of a larger way. Up until about 2 weeks ago, it was by far the rarest. You literally couldn't get one on eBay if you wanted to. So that's kind of an outside case, but obviously Chiefess and Jeremy is going to be the rarest just because Chiefess is Chiefess. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said there. But then this 2-pack is super rare as well. Even I found more so than Kabuto Ninja and Kabuto with Flames. I think that largely has to do with this is your only way to get Dragon McQueen, and Kabuto with Flames has a single release, so there's a little overlap there. So it's a really great 2-pack for all those reasons. I can't wait to bust it open, and yeah, let's stop talking about it and open this bad boy up. Now, before we get into the review, I want to shout out GetMeCollecitlbes. He has this 2-pack for sale right now on his eBay store, linked in the description below. He's a great seller for everything cars, whether it be 2006 or whether it be last month. He's got it all, so check him out. And you could also email him if you have a specific inquiry. All right, so I will toss an image of Dragon Lightning McQueen there on the screen. Of course, he literally just spawns in when all the ninjas start attacking Mater. And yeah, he helps Mater throughout the race and then comes back during the party, which I'm telling you, Tokyo Mater is my favorite short. I've said it for years. I've held that belief. I think Mater Private Eye is right there with it. Honestly, it might have surpassed Tokyo Mater if Mattel did anything from that show or that short, right? I don't know why out of all the shorts, that's the one they chose not to do anything from. They even did Time Travel Mater, which came out after that one. And albeit only as Cars Land exclusives, they still did something for that short. Still have no idea why they didn't do anything for Mater Private Eye, but hey, don't worry, customizers exist. I have my Mater Private Eye custom, and we're working on some more customs from that short. Hopefully we can get those out in 2024 for you guys. But yeah, now before we address McQueen here fully, I will just show you guys these two Drift Party Maters. One is the single version, one is the one we just unboxed from the 2-pack, and they are pretty much identical. You know, you might see a couple like paint differences here or there, but at the end of the day, they are going to be the exact same. And the chances are they were probably only produced like a month or two apart. We'll take a look when I flip them over here. But yeah, he's got the side view mirror drooping down, the only one that's still attached. His one on the right side is fully gone. I mean, he sustained some damage when he got blown out of that humongous steel pipe. And he's got, of course, some contingency sponsors being RPM, Vitaline, and then a couple Japanese ones that I have no idea what they are. There's a nice little crisp image of it. Still don't know what this says here on the side. I think someone might have told me it might say Tokyo. Please let me know. I probably have forgotten. That's just kind of how it rolls when it comes to some of this ancillary stuff. But yeah, this is such a great Mater because of the fact that he's full die-cast. You know, everything except for the towing cables is die-cast. You know, from here on up, obviously the tires and the base is always going to be plastic. But you guys know what I mean? Excuse me. It looks like he's got a little metal growth there. That's a little weird. Yeah, there's a big bump on the corner right there where a whole bunch of paint just coagulated. Don't love that, but don't really care all that much because I already have one. And yeah, I don't let that stuff bother me. The stuff that gets to me is like a blatant chip on the front. Now his eye plate moves around a little bit on both of them. That's kind of crazy if you actually go about that. So be careful with it. But yeah, these are pretty much the same. All right, now let me take some guesses here. So this guy came out of case G singles. So he probably was made at the very end of 2022 or the very beginning of 2023. Of course, I looked at this at some point. Definitely have forgotten, so not cheating or anything. This one, of course, came out a little bit later, but I got it from the later case T, not case S. I'm going to go that this guy's probably like let's go the third week of 2023. And then let's say this one's like the 20th week, because I did say they'd probably be about a couple months apart, but I guess that would be a little bit more than a couple months. All right, so this guy's SO4, let's go. So I was 1 week off on this one because I said the third week of the year. That means it was the fourth week. Let's see about this one. No way. I'm telling you, I did not cheat, guys, but that is a pretty good guess right there. I was 1 week away on both. S23A means he was made during the 23rd week of this year. So they are 19 weeks apart. I'd say that's pretty good on my part. Not to pat myself on the back or anything, but that's all we're going to address for Drift Party Mather. This video is about the man himself who literally spawns in based on the dragon god. Drift, why do I keep saying that? Dragon Lightning McQueen. You know, can I just say, Mattel gives Tokyo Mather, even though it's my favorite short, too much attention. They do mini racers for them. They're in the main line here. And to be honest, guys, would not be surprised, just saying, if they return somehow, some way in 2024. That's all I'm saying. My lips are sealed, but if I was a betting man, yeah, Tokyo Mather is clearly Mattel's favorite short as well. Fist bump you, Mattel, for, being Toon buds, I guess. We have the same favorite short, but hey, give the other one some love. I mean, if you toss an El Matador in the main line, the world would lose its mind. But I am so glad I opened up this variant because, as you could already tell, it's extremely different. The expression is entirely different, and I think it might be better. I like kind of the cooler look. It's more of the party look instead of when he's like, Dragon Go, and then like absolutely annihilates all the ninjas. So he's not quite that intense, but yeah, still looks really cool. He's a unibody now, whereas the 2010 version here, as you can see, it was made on the 288th day of 2010 at the EAA factory. He has a plastic mouth plate. It's not that bad. I've seen worse, but I never like these with the giant crack right there. Just much better having it as a full one piece, although this bumper here is still a separate piece, but he does have the hooks in the base for Mather to tow him. Unfortunately, though, this version of Mather is not going to be able to do so. It's only the regular Mather that has the bigger hook, and kind of oddly, he doesn't have it in the back. Maybe that has to do with the way it's structured, because it is a slightly different model with the big spoiler, the big wing in the back, so maybe that has something to do with it, but he does have it in the front, so I do like to see that. Let's take a look at the hoods. So a much kind of darker circle there, and we're going to see this as a trend. Obviously, it's a trend with all Thailand releases, but the decals aren't as clear, aren't as crisp, a little bit fuzzier around the edges. That's just how it goes. Not going to get upset about it again. Probably will, but going to try not to. I don't know what this symbol says. If somebody knows, please let me know. I need somebody on hand, a translator on hand. I could translate the Spanish, but that's about as far as it goes for me. But still, though, he has a much glossier finish on the paint than the previous version does. He does have an eye plate still, as you can see by the separation there. This is a plastic piece apart from the main metal body. And yep, that is the same case back in the day. They just kind of did it a little bit differently, and obviously different eye expression there. Now, I will say I'm not as big of a fan of the wheels on the Thailand version because they look a little cheaper. They're a little thicker on the spokes. I think the thinner spokes made this look a little bit more realistic and just a little bit more intense. Like, it just looks that much kind of cooler when you have a lot more going on. I don't know. It just looks a little bit worse. I think the yellow line's bolder ever so slightly as well. So I don't love that as much. It also looks a lot flatter. Like you could see, there isn't like those gaps in between the spokes because right below it you have like the black, plate behind it. So I don't like the wheels as much. But moving on to the dragon decal here, it does look really good. Like I said, it's not quite as crisp and clear, but still pretty gosh darn crisp and clear. This dragon doesn't seem to be as fiery because there's a lot more brightness going on down here than there is here. This dragon's a little bit older these days. Yeah, look at that compared to that. This dragon's like, pah, pah, pah. He's like trying to get everything out of him. This dragon's like full on fire breathing, he's lighting up everything. But I've always loved this logo because it kind of resembles his bolt, but in a dragon way. It's so sick. I absolutely love it. Still 13 years later. And of course, that translates onto his wing. And then another thing you can see here, he has a bumper plate. This guy's got plates all over the place. Eye plate, mouth plate, bumper plate. So the new version does not have that. Again, it's one full piece except for the eyes and that front little guard, the splitter. That's what that's called. The windows are slightly different, of course. Spoilers, the wings, technically, are both plastic. But yeah, the decals are a little bit different on them. A lot more fire on the wing, on the flares here, than on the Chinese version. And then, yeah, a little bit thinner on the decals here. They're not as bold. I think the decals actually are better back here on the new Thailand version than the Chinese version, because honestly, these look a little fuzzy and a little all over the place. And of course, you have the crack for the bumper plate, which doesn't look good. So I think this looks better for sure. Definitely some pros and cons, but at the end of the day, for me, it comes down to that expression. By the way, this one's S24A, so would have been right. But of course, Mater had to be made a week earlier, S23A, yet they ended up in the same pack together. Yeah, so I think the biggest difference, of course, is the expression. He's got, the mouth is a little weird, like it's very long and pencil thin, but the eyes are very different and I love it. So I'm going to go with my favorite being the Thailand version, but if I could like mod it, I would take the wheels from the Chinese version. And yeah, I think that would be about all I could do. I would prefer some clear decals. But yeah, this is a great Thailand variant. It's probably one of the best they've done with decals. Of course, they've done some phenomenal Thailand variants. They just happen to be ones without any decals where they're able to excel because they don't, their weakness doesn't show through. It's like, if you're a quarterback and you have a not so strong arm, but all you got to do is throw 10-yard passes, you're going to look pretty good because you don't have to exploit your own weakness. That's the same thing with Thailand. If they don't have to do anything with decals, they don't have to exploit their own weakness. Here, they did, and it still looks pretty good. So that's why I'm saying it's one of the better Thailand variants they've done. I really like it. And now before we close off, I want to show you a couple other versions of Dragon McQueen. Here you have the Dragon McQueen with oil stains that they've done in the past. He does have the mouth plate. This one is one of the newer versions from 2014 because it's made on the 357th day of 2013. But yeah, this guy's awesome, and obviously the expression is top tier. The oil detailing is also beautiful. See how they made everything nuanced, whereas instead of, with the Salt Flats racers, the tire is just completely white. Yes, because that's realistic. Now, this looks great. This one's a little chipped up. It's one of the few cars that I didn't get. Actually, this is one of my more recent acquisitions. I feel like it was in, a Giga Haul over the last year because I just never got around to getting some of these more expression type variants or whatnot. I feel like, I don't know why I never got regular Dragon McQueen with oil stains. Maybe it's because I had this, all right, and then I had the metallic version with oil stains, and maybe I figured that was enough, but definitely not. But yeah, this one even has a different expression, as you can see in the mouth there, and a little bit in the eyes. Such an odd car, I think, to do a metallic version of. I think they should have done regular Dragon McQueen metallic, but hey, it's kind of how it goes. They've done some weird metallic cars in the past, and this is certainly one of them. What's another one where I was like scratching my head? It's like, why did you do that? Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember. Oh my God, it's like, why did you make that version the special one? I can't remember. But anyways, yes, here's your kind of trio. Now, of course, you could swap this out for that, but they're technically the same car. And then they have the mini racer version as well. All right, guys, what the hell else do I have to say? Nothing. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you prefer the Chinese version or the Thailand version of Dragon Lightning McQueen here? Both without the oil stains. Again, love it. Think it's a great addition to the Tokyo Mater collection here. Don't love this black line that kind of goes across the hood right there, which I'm just now noticing for whatever reason, but I digress. You guys are the best. Thank you so much as always for watching this video. Another question, do you prefer Mater here or McQueen? I definitely prefer McQueen, but Mater's really good too. He's hefty, definitely worth the money, especially at Walmart where you only have to pay $3.72. It's still mind-boggling to me that the price at Walmart is still so much cheaper than the price at Target for a single. I don't understand it at all. I really don't get it. Honestly, the only thing that keeps Target afloat is the fact that they get cases that are full. Walmart gets half cases. So it's like, oh my gosh, maybe that's why Walmart's able to do the cheaper price because they get the half cases in, but that really still kind of goes against the grain of common thinking, whereas, you buy more, you get them cheaper. I don't know. Who the heck knows? Let me know who is your favorite Thailand variant that they did this year from Tokyo Mater. I like Patoka a lot. I think it's a really cool underrated character. But I did reviews on all these guys. I think most people would say Kabuto with Flames because he got the expression that he was canceled with in 2010. But yeah, lots of good stuff here. Here are the ones they did this year. And again, would not be surprised if they expanded upon it next year. Bye now.